At number 9, the Buffalo Sabres, and they have a potential top 2 centerman in Dylan Cousins. He first-round pick in 2019 of Buffalo. He's 18 years old, projected 24 in our top 50, courtesy of our NHL Network research department. Potentially making an impact coming up in year 21-22. So Dylan Cousins rounding out our top 4 prospects when it comes to the Buffalo Sabres. Maybe the best goalie and certainly the best name in this prospect board. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Yes.
Out of Finland. And my goodness, how many times have we seen a good Finnish goaltender make his way to the NHL? Victor Olofsson, as well as Oskari Laaksonen, defenseman. And when you talk about the Buffalo Sabres, they certainly have some good D-men as well. But the thing that kind of stands out is the love affair with Scandinavia right now with the Buffalo Sabres. What does that mean to you?
No, it means a lot. I mean, I think that when you're looking here, there's a lot of Finnish and Swedish influence on this prospect pool, but there also is that influence on the Buffalo Sabres roster. So you always see teams that'll go and they'll look at certain players, and then while they're watching those players, getting their reps in, whether that was Rasmus Dahlin when they're going to draft him, and they go, oh, well, what about this guy? And they start finding these other players. It's pretty neat because you end up getting a good report on these guys, and you start paying attention, and you see all these players coming in. I think at the same time, it provides some comfort level. I've been in training camps where you might have a couple Finns, maybe 3 or 4 Finns. Well, guess what? That allows these guys to feel a little bit more comfortable. If you're the only Finnish player coming to a team, listen, there's some language barriers for some of these guys. There's some issues. These guys can come into camp. They could feel comfortable. They could do their thing on the ice. But, there's a big influx of this in Buffalo, and I think it's awesome.
If you're Dylan Cousins, maybe you're feeling pretty comfortable being the number 2 centerman behind Jack Eichel.
Yeah.
Why could Jack Eichel help that transition?
Well, that's big. I think there's certain cases in the league where you have that. And let's even look. I want to compare even to Jack Hughes going into New Jersey. Jack Hughes will probably be circled on the or on the schedule or on the roster, I should say. Hey, we're going to game plan around Jack Hughes because they don't have that big bona fide number 1 center. But Buffalo does. They got Jack Eichel, and Jack Eichel can provide that insulation for Dylan Cousins to go in there and learn at his own pace. He doesn't have to carry that load of offense. He can you never want to put your toe in the water as a player, but you want to have the ability to not get thrown into the water. You want to get in at your own pace. So this allows him to go in there. He doesn't have to carry the workload offensively. He's got Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel's going to take the big amount of pressure off of Dylan Cousins. So I think that will bode really well for him to get his feet wet and get going in the league.
All right, let's go to my favorite name and the hardest name to put on a hockey card, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Yes.
It's certainly lengthy. It's hyphenated, but this guy gets it done between the pipes. He was the Finnish goalie for the World Juniors and took Finland to another medal on international play. But look at the numbers, look at the accolades this kid has. Is this kind of what Buffalo lacks as far as taking that next step? Because since Ryan Miller, there hasn't been a whole lot of consistency between the pipes.
Yeah, you've had Dom Hasek, Ryan Miller, and then you're hoping right now in this division, maybe it's a little bit of an Ugo Rask right there. It's it's a little different, but a little different feel to it. You got a Finnish goaltender where you're going to that's a huge piece for all these teams. We're not going to be looking at any of these teams. They have goaltending. They have, we already looked at the Los Angeles Kings. Los Angeles Kings had Jonathan Quick. They have Cal Peterson. They have goaltending. This is a big piece here for the Buffalo Sabres. They need to get that position locked and loaded and ready to go for years to come.